Besides his spirituality, what else attracts you to Chad? You said you'll be exonerated and he will too.
Absolutely.
Will that be before he's executed? When I first met you and Chad.
And we didn't meet. You just put a microphone in my face.
Can you tell me where your kids are? Where are your kids? Why didn't you just tell me where the kids were?
From day one, when someone called you and said, hey, Nate, Eaton, this is going to be the biggest story of your life. And then you ran with it. And you got famous from it.
So if Tylee killed JJ and then felt bad and committed suicide, how did she die first? The night before Alex died, he told Zulema, I think I'm their fall guy. Was he? Did you and Chad have anything to do with Alex's death? What were you and Chad and Alex doing in the storage unit moving the tire and the seat back and forth?
You've been pushing this narrative for 5.5 years. When you're open to change your mind, I will be happy to enlighten you. You remember I asked you to watch it? Did you watch that?
When you were on trial in Idaho, didn't you say that Jesus was going to be back before the end of that trial?
Oh, thank you, Nate. A fact.
But then they exhumed her body the day before Alex died, which looked suspicious with Alex's death. They exhumed her body, and they said, no, she had the marks.
Did you hear what you just said? I love it, Nate. You're just as naive as I was, and I love it.
Why didn't you tell all this to the police?
So,
why didn't you tell them all this when you were arrested? Explain this to them.
and nobody was asking me what was happening. Nobody asked Chad what was happening. Would you have listened? You have
Absolutely. I wish
you need to be on the boat, Nate. Are you on the boat yet? Because when you're on the boat, Nate, I am going to be happy to share all this stuff because miracles are on the way.
I want to
Miracles are on the way.
While you were in the temple, while Tylee was still alive, you were in the temple with Chad. Your children were found dead, and Chad's back here. That's not wrong. That Tylee was chopped up and burned. That's not wrong.
No, that's all mixed up. That wasn't
I saw photos of JJ wrapped in plastic and duct tape. That wasn't wrong. Wait. Are you really blaming this all on Tylee?
I lost my children. I lost them.
Because of what you did.
What did I do to them?
You arranged with Alex to conspire to kill them. You say Jesus is your friend.
Absolutely.
Does he support cheating on your spouse? Does he support killing your husband, killing your kids, killing your
No.
boyfriend's wife, using your kids' money? While you're dead?
You know, there's always a Judas. And I'm almost just going to think of you as the Judas.
Me, was I on the dark list? So, Lori, if you could go back 6 years, would you change anything?
Ooh, that's a good question, Nate.
You know what Lori Vallow Daybell reminds me of? She reminds me of Sherri Papini. There's also something that just reminds me of Gypsy Rose, Amber Heard, Meghan Markle, Jada Pinkett Smith, Diane Downs, Susan Smith, and last but not least, Casey Anthony. What is it with sociopaths and narcissists and the pathological lying? Not only do they do that, but they try to utilize social media, content creators, true crimers, and mainstream media to push a narrative that is just not true. It's not factual. It's not based in what really happened. Sherri Papini for 22 days staged her own kidnapping, and it just snowballed and got out of her control. But now that she's literally trying to get some kind of visitation or custody back of her children, she has a new attorney and she has an advocate. An advocate for what? You are not a victim, Sherri. The only victim you are is of your own bad choices, decision-making, behavior, actions, and words. It is no coincidence that just like Casey Anthony, all of a sudden now the only eyewitness to the fact that she and her daughter were both alive, like she's not the one that had custody, sole custody of Kaylee Anthony. She's the only one that had the duty and the care morally and legally to keep that child alive, and she failed to do that. That is negligent homicide, no matter what anybody wants to say. Doesn't matter if it was premeditated or accidental. But of course, she throws her father under the bus. Why? Because he's the eyewitness. He's the one eyewitness that day. He had started a new job weeks prior. His wife was at work, working the day shift. He's the one that was last able to say, yes, my granddaughter was alive, and she wasn't with Zanny the nanny. She was with my daughter at our house. Then we don't see her for 31 days. The only person lying is Casey Anthony. Sherri Papini, all of a sudden, now it's her ex-husband. Her ex-husband, who is the abuser, and her ex-boyfriend is the abuser. It's everybody but her. She's literally getting paid money to do the same exact thing Gypsy Rose Blanchard did. Lie, 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 and lie. And I really wouldn't be surprised if all of these people that are alive, doctors, even if somebody is still an inmate, they still have their civil and constitutional rights, take all of these video clips, her ex-husband, her ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend's mother, all of them come back and sue. And it's going to be the same exact thing with the people that are still alive, that have been slandered, libeled, defamed by Lori. She has even done the Vile Files. And it's funny because content creators, of course, are going to, do interviews. That's kind of their thing. They want to talk to the person, but she is lying. She failed a lie detector test. If you didn't know, there was a new documentary. It did 2 episodes almost a year ago. And then they finally did the episodes 3 and 4 and dropped those about a month ago. And Sherri Papini went on an entire press tour. See, now this is the problem with mainstream media. This is even a problem that has infiltrated content creators and social media. But the fact that sociopaths and narcissists and psychopaths, people that are lying about their case, lying still about what really happened, despite the fact that the law enforcement officials involved in the investigation have talked about it many times, held press conferences. You can get the Freedom of Information Act requests on these cases and read and see for yourself what happened. You can even see the interrogation tape of when her husband comes to realize that she was lying, all because she was cheating in her marriage, talking to an ex-boyfriend, wanting to go sleep with him, and this whole thing snowballed out of control. She then uses her ex-boyfriend in 22 days to physically, mentally, emotionally put herself in a state to then come up with a plan on how she can go back home, because she didn't anticipate her husband actually filing a missing persons report. She didn't anticipate billboards. She didn't anticipate everybody looking for her. She didn't anticipate her family being hurt in this, her kids being hurt in this, but that's what happened. But to me, it's no coincidence that she's now trying to say, I don't remember what happened. Yes, she does remember what happened. And she's still lying about it. That's why she failed the lie detector test. But Lori Vallow Daybell is still giving these vibes. So is Gypsy Rose. Look at this. Even Dee Dee's sisters have said this. Sister, no worries. I have you safe with me. No one will ever hurt you. Will not hurt you anymore. Missing you, my little sister. Still with the lies and the false narrative. That's why Gypsy flipped because of this. But the First Amendment protects the truth. It protects your opinions, thoughts, feelings, emotions, critiques of the truth. It doesn't protect lies that amount to defamation, threats, stalking, intent to harm somebody else, slander, libel, defamation, anything with malice or ill intent. The truth is just the truth. It's not malicious. Even if you don't like it, it just is what factually occurred, what factually took place, what factually happened. From the very foundation, in every capacity, what happened, what took place. Not somebody's rewrite of it, not somebody's rebrand or scripted, rehearsed version. What truly happened. And unfortunately for Lori, she's going to actually sit down and do an interview, which is going to drop tomorrow, Monday, June 30th of 2025. But she's doing the same exact thing she did in her other mainstream media interviews. She is lying. She is negating. She is omitting. She is gaslighting. She is deflecting. It's insanity to me that anybody would sit there and allow this to continue on in circles. You let me know your thoughts, but are you going to watch the interview? Because I think that this is just going to be a repeat of this. This exact interview right here is exactly what this interview with Nate Eaton tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a feeling just from what I showed you in the beginning, the trailer, that she's going to try to pull the same exact thing that Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Sherri Papini and Amber Heard and everybody else like that has pulled. There's a reason why these people are bad people, why they are criminals. There's a reason why they're using mainstream media to try and gaslight you into believing that they are something that they are not. And the sick part is they are getting paid. They are being positively reinforced and incentivized to do this. Wake up, mainstream. Wake up.